Cold War turned hot. 1986. We are playing as NATO, led by the United States of America. There was a flashpoint along the border between the East and West Germany along the frontier. And both sides are accusing the other. One thing led to another, and East German forces started crossing the border into the frontier. American forces suffered casualties. The Soviets are accusing the United States of aggression. War is on. Albeit undeclared, it is still going on. The French are in the French sector, British are in the British sector, etc., etc. So, say the least, what we got here is failure to communicate. That's the way he wants. Well, he gets it. So, the British are going to be maintaining their side as best they can. In any event of any scenario like this, it is basically purely defensive. And everything that is happening now in this scenario is more or less, one way or another, theoretical. Keep that in mind. Now, I forget what it's called, 7 days to the Rhine, 5 days to the Rhine, whatever it was called. Okay? Okay, so, again, first strike. So, nothing is off the table. So, let's see what type of resources. We have a lot of resources available to us. Okay, so first what we're going to do, because so far nothing really has happened, we are going to begin establishing basically what amounts to a no-fly zone. And we're going to do everything we can to enforce it. All of our manpower and resources that are available to us will go into this effort. So, we have a lot of close air support as well. The Germans also have some aircraft. There's that little goof I told you about how some of the pictures are not updated, depending on the country. And or some of them are drawings because, you know, God forbid we use real pictures, right? Okay, so what do we got here? All right, we have some pretty good units up here in the north. Yeah, don't violate their airspace too much. We don't want to be too aggressive, but we want to maintain a good defensive posture nonetheless. Okay, so we also have some strategic assets that are available to us, which we could very easily deploy pretty much at any minute. So we're going to divide these groups up into 4. These are B-52s, and some of them are B-1 Lancers. And they're going to be very crucial in this going forward. Any of our nuclear forces, whether they be gravity-guided bombs or intercontinental ballistic missiles, doesn't matter. They will all be used at the time and place of our choosing. So let's see in other parts of the world what's going on. And not really much of anything in the Pacific. We're not really hearing too much. We have strategic subs that are along the coast of the Soviet Union. They're ready to launch their attack pretty much whenever. The Soviets also got the same thing going on with our coast. We have a general idea where they're at, but we're not entirely sure. We have some subs that are out here as well that are making their way about the Atlantic. So we also have some strategic assets that are in Turkey. The Soviets are making their first move in Turkey. From Yerevan, Armenia, they're pushing into Kars, Turkey, in the far east of that country. So it looks like as far as Europe is concerned, it is basically far too contentious to just launch an all-out attack. It's too much. It would be too costly. So they're reverting to little skirmishes and stuff like that. So let's get as much aircraft as we can. Let's get them going. Yeah, Sheffield, if you ever watched the movie Threads, if you can stomach it, that takes place in Sheffield. Just throwing that out there. So we have some British and American strategic bombers and things like that. We're dividing these guys up so they can be more mobile. Because, I mean, this is something, you know, if anybody out there watching this has an answer, I would, you know, really like to hear it. I've been trying to do research on this for a long time, and I've never figured it out. Basically, in the event of a nuclear war, okay, what are the bombers supposed to do? You understand what I'm saying? What are they supposed to do in that event? Just fly around until they run out of fuel? I mean, what are they supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? They can't go home. There is no home. So what do they do? Just something to think about, guys. I don't know. I've never gotten an answer from that. If you watch the movie By Dawn's Early Light, you don't really get an answer from that either. That's a pretty good movie. The only movie I ever saw where they openly talk about dodging hot clouds. Most people don't even know what the hell that is. Okay, so we're starting to have some things happen. We're intercepting a lot of Soviet bombers and things like that. Sending them back. We're wiping out the Warsaw Pact Air Force, Romanian, East German, Soviet. We have the technological superiority over them, so that's a big plus. That's a very big plus. So that's going in our favor. We're going to maintain a defensive posture as much as we can in Europe. If they want to do something stupid, that's on them. Austria has joined NATO. They're being pressured by the Warsaw Pact. So that changes our calculus. So we're going to have to start sending troops in and start setting up a defensive posture there. The French are going to have to do that. We don't have any other way of doing it. Okay. We have military access through Yugoslavia, more or less. They'll maintain neutrality. Our troops can get there in 24 hours if they book it. Okay, so the Warsaw Pact forces are collapsing. Send our troops into Vienna. Set up a defensive posture there. We'll try our best to stay on our side of it. You know what? Withdraw them from Vienna. Let's stay away from any major nuclear blast zones. As best as we can. A lot of frogfoots are getting shot down. The Soviets are losing their close air support capabilities. Their casualties are horrendous. So this is actually going quite well for us. Okay. We're also going to have our strategic defenses on our side activated. So, and it's going to be by state as best as we can. So we have Minot Air Force Base. We have a lot of nuclear weapons there and different things. Those would be some of the first locations that would ever be hit in the event of a nuclear attack, even to this day. So, what type of air defense? We have plenty of air defenses. They gotta keep their eye out, and they gotta be quick. They gotta be quick. So, deploy them pretty much everywhere as best we can, and keep it going. Keep it going. Colorado would get hit pretty bad too. We got nuclear weapons everywhere. A lot of major military installations, air bases, stuff like that. Strategic Air Command is I don't remember where that's based out of. This is all public information, by the way. Strategic Air Command, I think, is based out of Omaha or someplace like that. Basically, the whole Great Plains is just a giant bullseye. That's why I won't live there. I've told people that and they think I'm nuts. I refuse to live in a place like that. I refuse. I'm not living in a place where there's nuclear missile bases and shit all everywhere. You couldn't pay me to live there. I told my sister that one time about all of these nuclear missile bases and different stuff. I showed her a map of it, about made her throw up. She didn't know that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. It's like, bro, I ain't living there. You couldn't pay me to live there, especially back during the Cold War. What are you, nuts? You know? Let me put that on repeat. I keep forgetting to loop these songs. I was expecting this to be a little bit crazy, and, you know, we could go ham on them. But we're not going to do that. We're going to maintain a defensive posture, and after so much time, there will be negotiations. So far, we are, quote, winning. But that's only the air campaign. That was the first major Soviet victory in the air. Let's see. French got anything that they could send? Yeah, we need reinforcements. Need 200 aircraft sent to West Germany immediately. How's Turkey doing? Yeah, I mean, that would, in real life, that'd be a stalemate, too. Nobody would gain much. How's Greece? Could be better. Albania's been crushed. I guess they decided to join with the Soviets. That's a little unusual, historically speaking. That wouldn't have happened because they were not allied with the Soviets. They were allied with the Chinese. And the Chinese are more in our camp than they are with the, you know, the Soviets. So that's unusual that that happened. The Soviets are inflicting heavy casualties in the south of Germany. So that's not good. Yeah, Mirage. Those are pretty good aircraft. Got a bunch of sub-hunting activities and stuff like that going on. Let's deploy one of our carrier task forces along with the Italian Navy, and let's start securing the Mediterranean as best we can. So, both sides are just, they're losing too much. Where's some of our carrier strike groups? I know that we got a bunch. Let me see. Most of them are kind of just scattered all over the world. So that's the British. That's Task Force 6. It's over here. We'll deploy Task Force 6 to just kind of keep an eye on things in the English Channel. So that's over there in the Pacific. We can't send them anywhere else. They have to maintain their position. So, yeah. Okay, here's our carrier strike group over here. Okay, we're going to be a little belligerent here. We're going to send them off the coast of East Germany. Albania has just been annexed by the Greeks. Okay. Okay, launch a strike on their air bases. How's this go? Goes well. Air base is crippled. We crippled their air bases in northern Germany. Fantastic. Do a port strike. We have the Lake Chaplin, the Randolph, and the Essex. Those are carriers that are no longer in service, by the way. I don't know what that was. We just lost some, there was some lag there. The Soviets must be strategically deploying a lot of their troops about. Port strike was good, too. Okay, so no more attacks. Maintain a defensive posture. So we hit them pretty hard. That's fantastic. No casualties. No casualties on our part. That's fantastic. A lot of missiles getting shot around. I don't like what's happening in southern Germany, man. They're really picking apart our Air Force down there. I don't like that. We have a lot of SAM sites and anti-air and other things like that. They're helping out where they can, but I don't know how long they can maintain that. Because everything looks good right now. Right now. But that could change. You saw that with the Chinese campaign we did. There you go. Inflicted more casualties on them. Yeah, so we're maintaining up there in the north. That's good. That's very good. We're going to have to use some of our close air support from the British to maintain air superiority. We don't have any choice. Send in more French troops into Germany. They're going to be sort of a rear guard in the event of the unthinkable. Yeah, we're going to send in more British aircraft. Everyone's taken too many losses in the air. It seems to be mostly an air campaign, to be honest. Nobody's really gaining anything. I mean, even Austria, no one's really... We're going to turn up the speed a little bit. Nothing's happening. Okay, so Romania's losing a lot of aircraft. Okay, because this is us taking back land that is ours. This is not considered, like, you know, this is not considered offensive. So this is okay if we do this against the Soviets. We have no choice. It's very provocative, but, you know, which is more provocative? Them invading Austria or us defending Austria? What's more provocative? So from the Soviet perspective, we're morally degenerate, and we're, you know, culturally weak compared to them. Which, by the way, is not leftist rhetoric, that's fascist rhetoric. But that was the rhetoric of the Soviet Union at that time. So keep that in mind. That whole, what do they call it, tanky? The tanky mindset. So Greece and Turkey are fighting on. They're doing pretty good. Okay, so we're not going to attack there. We cannot dislodge them. We've lost too many men. Mostly the French. You're putting a lot of pressure on Austria. What about the Spanish and stuff? The Spanish are just being defensive as a rearguard action. I think something that we could do with the Spanish, if they're cool with it, we're going to take, yeah, send in more British aircraft. We're going to have the Spanish redeploy their forces. They're not going to be defensive so much anymore. They're not really giving me a lot of control, are they? Just 2 divisions. It's not a lot. Send them to Austria. They'll be there within a week. About as fast as we can send them. We have no major decisions to make or really anything else. Okay, here we go. This just happened. Hanover is being attacked. The Soviets are putting everything they got into it. How many men they got? 300,000. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, the British will move in to reinforce. What did I say about the unthinkable, right? Okay, so everyone is basically going to go in there and defend it as best as possible. The British could deploy another task force there. We have no choice. We have to deploy another task force. Okay. They're going to reach Brennan. Or Bremen, I think is how they pronounce it, Bremen. They'll reach that in a day. Whoa, what? That's what I thought. Nuclear blast zone. What did I say? They couldn't take Vienna. It was taking too much time, so they nuked it. That's Soviet military doctrine, exactly. Might be a video game, but there are some historically accurate things that are in it. Okay, so they're concentrating everything on Austria now. They're losing patience. What do they use? They used a hydrogen bomb. They used a city buster. They just nuke the city and move on. Yeah, that's Soviet doctrine at that time. It's from the mid-70s all the way up to the early 90s. Was it whatever it was, 7 days to the Rhine, 10 days to the Rhine, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's like the most apocalyptic, psychopathic plan if you ever read that. Like it's almost like the devil wrote that plan. Like, it's the most evil thing you can imagine. Like, they don't give a shit about their own people, their own troops, their own resources. They don't give a damn. Human life is expendable. It doesn't mean anything to them. That's basically what this plan is. People are expendable. They're a tool. That's this plan. We're gonna have to start making plans to fall back. There's only so far that we can go. So we'll try to hold on to Austria for as long as we can, but most of our troops are going to have to go into Germany and maintain those positions there, or we'll lose it. So who's losing the most? Both sides. Let's take a look. Taken losses. The Soviets have lost 250,000. Turkey's lost 86,000. Greece has lost 52,000. We've lost 48,000 men. France 47,000, Austria 41,000. Their entire military has basically been destroyed. So, East Germany's had hardly any casualties. Most of the troops that are pushing into us are Czech, East German, and they're from the Soviet Union. So, we're dug in. We're slowly pushing them back across the border on the frontier. If they lose patience, they will nuke Hanover. And if they do that, our counter to that, which this was real U.S. military doctrine, was to basically nuke the major highways in Poland and wipe them off the map. So we'll do that. That typically gets the Soviets to back off. Isn't this cheery? Isn't this lovely? But yeah, this is what would have happened. Almost every time I've tested this before I recorded this is typically what happens. It's a lot faster than this, and it takes about 2 weeks. In this case, it's taken, I don't know, a month or two. I'm surprised with that. Okay, 22,855. Okay, that's not bad. We've inflicted more on them than us, but, you know, the casualties were not, like, horrific or anything. They were bad. We're not going to push into them. There's no point. What's their defensive strength here? Not much. We could hit them and attempt to dislodge them. Let's be bellicose about it. Let's be bellicose. Let's launch an offensive and go all out. We're going to deploy the 101st Airborne into Germany. 1st German Panzer Division. British. Of course, they're more defensive troops, but they'll help out. French. Again, the British Task Force. Do we have any armored assets in the... No, we don't. And we also cannot afford to send any armored assets. Let's crank up production of... because this was a law at the time in the United States to emergency production that was used to fight the coronavirus. And it was originally designed for the Cold War. Look into that. So the 101st Airborne is at half strength, and we have deployed them. They're fighting hard. We've knocked out the Polish Air Force. Okay, we need to attack the south, full attack. Give them everything we got. Don't back down. Give them everything we got. Hit them with everything we got. Just put as much pressure on them as possible. It's really the best thing that we can do. What kind of air assets do we have? Are they all been knocked out pretty much? Kinda. But I mean, the Soviets, they're in no better shape than we are, so fair is fair. Nobody's really got the upper hand. Get the 101st out of there. Okay, got him back. Alright, cease the offensive. It was a good counter, but, you know, we didn't get anything out of it. Yeah, now they're redirecting their troops to the south. So that means the northern sector would be more weak. Interesting. We could use that to our advantage. How's Austria? Holding on. Holding on for dear life. Get him to fall back. Austria's doing everything they can, that's for sure. It's not easy. And Turkey has just basically surrendered, so that's great. Our nuclear assets there were seized by the Soviets. There's nothing we can really do about that. I didn't even know that was going on. Austria's about to fall. I'm going to do something a little crazy. Let's see what the Soviets think about it. Okay, let me see. Where are the major highways? Running along there? Cool. Alright, we're going to launch that little attack I told you about. We need to cripple their supply lines. This is really the only way to do it. We're gonna start hitting their, oh, we got more bombers than that. There we go. All their major highways that are running from the Soviet Union through Poland. Okay, let's hit them. We're having some of our planes shot down by surface-to-air missiles. So far, they're not being intercepted. There you go. Just cripple Poland. How much damage did we inflict on their supply lines? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. We need to launch one more strike. Is here in the south. And we will completely cut them off. So that'd be Gleiwitz. And that Kato Weiss, or however you say that. Hit those two. Alright. Let's see how that works. Yep, they're completely cut off now. So they have to go through this unreliable infrastructure here through the mountains and all that. Excuse me. We won't see the effects on that for quite some time. Who's taken the most casualties? The French on our side have taken the most casualties besides the Austrians and the Turks. And the Greeks too. Greece is losing their northern front. Turkey's still fighting. Situation in the Middle East is interesting. Nobody's really... We could do that. I don't think Israel would really get too much involved. If we try to... Yeah, because Mubarak is on our side and he's a puppet of ours. But the Soviets have a military base. We're going to do it. We're going to get Israel to join in the war. Because we're starting to lose control of the Middle East. Okay, we're going to use global manipulation and some other mischievous things. Also, we need to do this to begin with because this is, you know, this is a major, major problem. They have military access through Syria. We can't tolerate that. We cannot tolerate it. So the Arabs are going to back off and not do anything. The Israelis are going to make their move in Syria. We're losing control of the Middle East, and we're losing control of Turkey. We can't allow that. We're trying everything we can to maintain a defensive posture, and it's not working out too well. Let's let's pull back. Let's pull back. We can't hold on to Austria. We're gonna do the old World War I thing and set up defensive positions along the roads and railroad infrastructure into the mountains there into northeastern Italy. This is interesting, guys. Both sides are being very, very cautious. Wasn't expecting that. They haven't nuked us, and we haven't nuked them. We just beat the crap out of Poland, and they'll take Turkey and Austria, but they lose Poland, which is they haven't lost control yet. So yeah, we just hit their major highways. Casualties are in the low millions. Turkey's still holding on. We can't use nukes on their soil, so Israel's still maintaining a defensive posture. On September 2nd, we'll take command of their military, and if they're not going to attack, I'll do it for them. Okay. We could start production on some aircraft. We don't have 140 days. Wouldn't that be June? We don't have next year. We don't have next year. We just don't. It's too slow. But yeah, the Soviet Air Force took quite a beating. Can we send them into the Black Sea? Let's do it. Alright, we encountered the Black Sea Fleet. We licked them pretty good. Send those guys back to Rome. Sending the Carrier Strike Group. They licked us pretty good. We licked them pretty good. They ended up taking out our, whatever you call it, fleet, group, whatever. They've closed down. The Soviets have mined. This is getting intense, man. The Soviets have shut down the strait. Controlled demolition of the ship. Don't let them take it. Things are... Hey, game's afoot, right? Game's afoot. Can we get the Egyptians on our side? No. We're going to start an influence campaign in the Middle East. We're going to try to get as many points as we can with these people. So, I mean, that's like Pakistan. We got Pakistan on our side. Alright, Israel. Attack. Let's go. That's all you gotta do. All I want is to divert the Soviet troops here into the Middle East and get them bogged down. Drag them into a conflict they can't win. Casualties are alright. They're not too bad. Who? The United Kingdom lost 27 transports. Man. Alright, use the carriers. We're going to have to help out the Greeks there in Thessalonica. So we lost Austria. Where are they attacking exactly? It's tricky. How long can they hold out? What kind of defense is there? None? Pull them back. The Netherlands. Who would have thought the Netherlands? They're doing pretty good. If we lose Munich, we'll nuke them. I don't have patience for this. I mean, this is like gritting your teeth here. You know, and they're moving into Norway. They did some amphibious assaults there. I saw that come up in this little thing. Yeah. I'm not concerned about it because that was the Soviets' plan during the Cold War, and that's the Russians' plan today. So I'm not concerned about that because they can invade, but they're not going to make any progress. See, I mean, look at this. See, it's a choke point. There's nothing they can do. There's only so much they can take. There's only so much they can push, and then eventually their supply lines get strained. And that is exactly what has happened. There's nothing they can do. We wiped out Poland's road infrastructure, but we didn't destroy Poland as a country. So that was sort of a merciful strike, so to speak. Stuttgart is really building up its defenses. Thank you, West Germany. Thank you. I appreciate that. They're building up their defenses. So Germany's not stupid. They're not wasting their resources. They're being smart about it. This is the longest episode so far. I was expecting this to be over in a couple of weeks. Apparently not. You see why the Israelis were cautious about going into Syria. They're putting up a fight. Sounds like today. Whoa! Munich was just hit. Those idiots just nuked Munich. Okay. That changes everything. That changes everything. Okay, so that was the Soviet Union that conducted that. Okay. We were going to hit Sevastopol, and we're going to hit Sevastopol. So we'll hit Sevastopol, Kiev. We'll hit Kaliningrad, and we'll hit Riga. And sure, why not one more? We'll hit Pinsk. We'll use bombers. We're not going to go ham on them. Catch me if you can kind of thing. Alright, Kaliningrad was hit. Got him. Riga hit. Got him. Pinsk, Kiev, Sevastopol. Got him. Black Sea Fleet wiped out. Yeah. They took Munich. The French forces are devastated. That's being polite about it. So we're fighting basically at this point a nuclear wasteland. Get those troops out of there. Send the Spanish there. We're going to have to redirect some of our forces. British can maintain their position there. It's going to be mostly the French. What the hell? Okay. Because there's so many units here, I'm just kind of... (101st Airborne). Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that should be good. Just get your ass down there. Crank up speed a little bit. Alright, call off the attack on Munich. No point. Let them have it. They'll all die of cancer eventually. So this is the first nuclear battlefield. It's Munich. What's left of it. Nuclear attack where? Those fucking bastards. They wiped out Norfolk because we hit Sevastopol. Then they hit Baltimore. Okay, this changes things. Okay. World War... I mean, it's World War III, right? Okay. We're gonna hit... because we're out of range from there. The weather is too severe. Let's go for a second Korean War, right? Why not? Bring them into it. Bring Japan into it as best we can. Let's go. Had enough of this bullshit. We can't maintain this, guys. Full attack. Hit him with everything we got. As for our nuclear arsenal, I mean, do we really go that all out? I mean, do we? It's limited at the moment. What's the range we got? 8,200 plus miles. Yeah, because they come up from the north and then, yeah, because the way the Earth is. But don't you know Earth is flat? But no, anyway, okay, so the British, no, you are not. Oxford was just hit. Right now, Oxford was just hit. Okay, full attack. No more fucking around. So this is now, we are now at full-scale nuclear war. There's probably more on the way. They were going to eventually. I know that I pushed them over the edge, but, you know, what can you do in a situation like this? There's only so, I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, what do I do? I sit on my ass? You know, we have to hit them. So, we're gonna also, we have no choice. We have to use nuclear weapons against some of their more concentrated army groups. Yeah, they hit Sheffield too because that was where most of our nuclear forces were based. Yeah, they're smart. They're smart. We're gonna try to take out as many of their major air bases as we can. Some of their major manufacturing centers, stuff like that. The French also, because of their mirages, they can move in real quick and do penetrative attacks into the enemy lines. So we'll have to do that. We also have what's left of our strategic forces that are here in Germany. And they're going to be key in this. Because if these guys are able to pull this off, we're going to have a pretty major advantage on our side here. We're going to hit the major capitals of pretty much all of the Warsaw Pact states. Oh, we missed one. Okay, there. And you're going to hit Baku. Oh, you can't reach him? Fuck. Hit, can you hit Stalingrad? Hit Stalingrad. That's a lot of nuclear attacks going on. Yeah, we hit him pretty hard. How's Israel doing? We're doing okay. We don't have to command their military anymore. We're distracting them. Where'd they hit now? Los Angeles was just wiped off the face of the earth. Some of them are getting through our defenses. We're intercepting about half of them. Really? They went that far out that they used a nuclear weapon on Israel. And Israel has the Samson Doctrine, so if they get pushed into a corner, they will use their nuclear weapons as well. So, we're gonna go ham on them. We got no choice. They're starting to go all out. We'll do concentrated nuclear strikes against their forces centered around Munich. And then we'll go in and dislodge them. Okay. Like I said, first nuclear battlefield in history. Alright. Slow it down a little bit. Let's go. Yeah, they're completely disorganized except for one pocket here. It's not a big deal. Okay, we can have one more concentrated strike. A lot of their army groups are falling back into the Czech Republic. They nuked Osaka. They're nuking Japan. The Soviet Union is nuking Japan. They're not even hitting any of our major military installations in Japan. They're just hitting them. Good God. Okay, we'll stick around for a few more minutes, guys. Because at this point, things just get completely out of control. You know, when it comes to all this. The weather is still too bad. Okay. So, real life, this wouldn't be an issue. This is a video game. So, please keep that in mind. These are strategic intercontinental nuclear bombers, okay? I don't think weather really factors into whether or not they can fly somewhere so much. So let's pretend that they're still in the United States, okay? Just try to humor me, okay? Let's ignore that, okay? Yeah, they're still hitting Japan, okay? But we're not in Japan. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. Let me break these groups up. Yeah, we're gonna have to hit him with everything we got. They knew that once the Poland thing happened, like, that's it. Can you imagine the anxiety and the angst that the entire world, especially the United States and Europe, has been feeling during this entire time? I can't even imagine. So we hit North Korea pretty hard. Let me go through these. Who doesn't have nukes? Who does have nukes? That kind of thing. Who's ready to go? Who's not? Okay, pretty much, with some exception, pretty much everybody's ready to rock. Okay. This is going to be basically the end of the episode. Okay, so the major areas that we're going to have to hit. Any major cities, major industrial centers, stuff like that. We'll just do full attack, just hit him with everything we got. And this will be the end of it. We'll hit Baku as well, their largest oil fields. Any areas that have high strategic importance, they're not going to exist. We're also going to hit Moscow. Because, you know, Washington's next, so. Voronezh. Hit the Trans-Siberian Railroad. That goes all through here. Okay, so that's that. Alright. All the bombers are en route. So far, they're not really getting intercepted too badly. Some of them had to pull back. They were intercepted. 95% of our strikes were successful. The Soviet Union's collapsed. They're already having some places. Yeah, they've collapsed. Yeah, Leningrad. If the British can spare it, they can't. Okay. We still have some nuclear weapons that are left in Europe. We'll inflict as many casualties as we can and just give them as much pain as humanly possible. Okay. Get him there. ICBMs detected in Europe. They're counterattacking. Yeah, so the Soviet Union basically is collapsed by this point. They're losing. That's not apparent to them by now. It's becoming a reality. Okay, another large concentration of Soviet troops. They're trying to push out of Austria. That's no longer the case. Okay, we just broke them. That's an understatement. Yeah, they've collapsed. They've collapsed. Paris was just hit. So they're not backing down. The strikes are continuing and they're worsening. Okay. We'll have to follow that up. A lot of times in this game, that's what you have to do when things like that happen. Okay, so we'll follow that up. We'll get our own strike going. Okay. We'll hit military targets. We're not going to do civilian. Most of this is just me pointing and clicking where to incinerate next by this point. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's that. Let's see. We'll send in an entire corps to hit them. Yeah, it's a full-scale retreat on the entire front. What's the casualties so far? Now, this is only military. Okay. But all in all, we have lost well over 25 million people in our nuclear attacks. Soviets have lost 50 million. Germany's lost a lot too. Another large concentration of Warsaw Pact troops. They're trying to get the hell out of here. I don't blame them. So Germany by this point is basically a wasteland in the east. All right, we're finally dislodging them. Finally dislodging them. I don't see any sense in using any more nuclear weapons on them. There's no point. The attacks have been so devastating, there's no point. We're just gonna do like a broad sweep through Poland. Yeah, they're completely disorganized. Yeah, they're completely disorganized. It's scattered bands of whatever is left. That's how bad the attack was. 64,000 Soviet and Warsaw Pact troops are still there. Okay, so surprisingly, the Soviets are backing down. Here we go, Battle of Berlin. They want to keep up with their crap. You know, they can keep up with it. We'll just, we'll beat them as hard as we can. That's how they want to play. That's how we'll treat them. Interesting. Air assault. You have a pretty advanced, very decent force in Berlin holding on, but it's desperate. Some really competent Polish resistance so far. I was expecting them to be more disorganized. But we only hit their major roads, so Poland is still relatively intact. So, yeah, they're putting up some pretty fierce resistance there in Berlin. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is going to be the end of the episode. Whenever we push them out, that'll be that. You got 10th Mountain Division. We got plenty of troops here that can push them out here in North Korea. North Korea shouldn't even be in the picture by now. They're still fighting on. We got ROK forces and the U.S. military going on. You know what? We got Marines in the area. Let's deploy the United States Marines. We'll do an amphibious assault in Pyongyang. By the time our men reach up there, you know, the war will be over. What's this? Oh, they did a nuclear strike, huh? They used tactical nukes to push us back. Okay, well, 2 can play the pancake game. Here, enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, stiff resistance, man. Hardly any of them, though. Berlin is an issue. I mean, Berlin should be done by now. That should be a done deal. Since they like using TAC nukes, we use a couple more and bust them up. The B-52 is a rotary firing system for cruise missiles, and those are all nukes. Yep, there you go. Have a nice day. Game over. I want this game to be over with. I mean, it's still going on, man. Total war. Burning cities forevermore. Patriot hard line. Wage siege until the end of time. Those are all Slayer quotes, by the way. We could send in more units from the United States, but I mean, there's really no point in that. We have more than adequate enough personnel to deal with the Warsaw Pact forces. Another large group of Warsaw Pact troops that are coming in. Because, I mean, you got to remember they outnumber us like 4-1, so we'll just nuke them. That seems to be what they like to do, so. They have no problem hitting civilian targets, so. They should have no problem with us using those weapons against their military. Pretty major strikes. We've crippled the Warsaw Pact forces. They're still fighting on, though. I'll give them that. They're still fighting on with whatever they got. But I don't know for how long they can maintain that. They're still fighting hard in Berlin, man. They're fighting as hard as the Germans fought for back in '45. It's kind of an irony that now they're the ones that are holding on to it. Go figure. Yeah, Hungary's completely collapsed. They don't have any defenses. Their military's non-existent. Just keep pushing on them, man. Just maintain that momentum. Don't back down. Don't ever back down. Berlin has just fallen. This is over. This is over. They're still fighting. This is over. This is over. Their army surrendered. There you go. East Germany. They just surrendered. This is over. So, there you go. The Soviet Union has basically collapsed. They have declared martial law. They have mass revolts happening all over their country. They're bogged down on multiple fronts. See, the Canadians finally sent some troops. They sent some, I guess, some regular motorized infantry. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's finish this off with North Korea. We'll take North Korea, that'll be that. Let's concentrate everything we got here. Yeah, the Warsaw Pact troops are surrendering en masse. Whatever is left of them. Imagine cleaning up that mess. Because we have like multiple like highway of death type locations now that are scattered throughout continental Europe. And threads also sort of happened in this, which was surprising to me. Because Sheffield was hit, and the British are maintaining order there with what they got. Oxford was also hit. They're maintaining order with what they got, so Britain wasn't hit too bad. Birmingham, a little bit, but it wasn't too bad, though. Luckily, London and some of these other major places were not hit, but they lost 3 major cities. And that's not something to shake a stick at. We put as much pain as we could on the Soviets because we want them to back off. And all they did was make the situation worse for themselves, and this is over. This is over. I don't know why we're still, you know, why is this still something to talk about? This is over. The war is over. But typically in situations like this, that's what the Soviets will do. They will continue to fight on, even though they've lost. I mean, it's over. Look at this. It's over, man. This is over. Look at this. There's these pockets of resistance. This is over. This is over. We're done. Game over. I mean, there's not even any, we're not even really encountering any resistance. We're taking out their air bases is mostly what we're doing. We're not holding on to any of this land. We have no need for it. We're just making sure that we're declawing the beast before we leave. There's also a board game called Cold War Gone Hot, which I referenced earlier, in case you didn't catch that, which is about a similar situation to this. Yeah, I mean, basically these places are just their wastelands. It's over. War is over. It's just nuclear wasteland and scattered pockets of resistance, basically. This whole area is just wasteland, so hope you enjoyed. Thank God this is a video game and this is not real life. I'll just leave it at that. I've been recording for over a frickin' hour. Oh my God. Anyway, if you've watched this campaign for this long, thank you. this was pretty interesting. In real life, there would have been over 4,000 to 5,000 nuclear weapons on both sides used against each other. The whole world would have been more or less destroyed. This is an extremely limited exchange by comparison to what in real life would have happened. So keep that in mind, and thank God this is a video game and this is not real life, because in real life this situation would have played out completely differently.